So today we're going to talk about safety in mining. I was just looking at some stats about accidents and deaths in mining around the world, and it's very surprising about the amount that happens globally. Now, there's also in Canada and North America, I mean, we're pretty safe. A lot of the mines are, they take it seriously, and we cherish our workers. We want them to come home safely to their families. But just to give you a number, worldwide, there's about between 12,000 to 15,000 deaths mining related. So that's crazy numbers. But here in North America, I'll say that we're pretty safe. But we still have to take the precaution and measures to keep our mines safe. And there's different levels of that. So generally, we can have the latest technology. Hexagon Mining can offer you all the nice tools and gadgets, but there's also the culture that we have to establish at the mines to make sure that the people coming into the sites are, you know, in condition to work. I mean, making sure that they're healthy, physically, mentally, and you know, they're ready for work. So there's different aspects that, I mean, if you merge all these different items, it's going to help with overall safety at the mine. So there's, you know, technology, there's the culture, but also the actual worker. And then putting all these three together will actually help a lot. So this is what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to go over the Mine Protect portfolio for Hexagon. I'm based here in Sudbury, Canada, and I usually go around North America and Quebec in the States to offer technology, different types of technologies to the different mines, help them create business cases and show them that there's value in investing in technology. It just makes people jobs easier, saves a lot of time. The communications are better. Technology helps with that. And especially today, through the pandemic, now we're more focused on, you know, we have to keep our distances. Sometimes we have to work from home. So Hexagon offers good solutions about, you know, working from a distance, having the right information come across, and having these reports created for us. So today, that's what I'm going to focus on. And, you know, if you guys have any questions and stuff like that, we can go over them at the end of the presentation. But if you want to do more of them one-on-one, I'm happy to help you with some of the questions and concerns that you might have at your site. Because some of the stuff is pretty sensitive stuff, and we don't want to divulge any of the number of accidents or incidents that we're having at the site. So I'm here to help, and Hexagon as well. I mean, we have the technology to help, and it's a known thing, that's a known technology that's been established in different mines. So I'm just going to start off. I'm just going to quickly go through some of a few slides here, and yeah, we'll just start it. So Hexagon Mining is part of Hexagon AB, which is a bigger leading global provider of information technologies. We have about 20,000 employees in 60 countries around the world, and these numbers are still climbing. And we reinvest 10 to 12% of our sales into R&D. So we're always constantly improving ourselves, improving the company, improving the technology, and so on. Okay. Next slide here. Let's go. Okay. So you'll find Hexagon technologies driving quality and productivity across a wide range of geospatial and industrial enterprise applications and a broad range of industries. So a lot from agriculture to safety and infrastructure. So now a bit more about Hexagon Mining. So we have more than 650 customers located all around the world. We have over 40 offices in all continents of the world, ensuring that we are located everywhere for our customers. Our offices are worldwide, so everywhere our customers need us to be, we're there, and we're growing. Our head office for Hexagon Mining is in Tucson, and there's like, I think 125 and maybe plus employees in there, and we're still growing. And so we're also all over social media. So on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. No, it's not always about technology, but also what we're doing socially, what we're doing for charity and stuff like that. So follow us on LinkedIn. This is one of my favorite slides, and it kind of talks about everything that we offer, everything that we do. So if you're not aware of what Hexagon Mining does, we have our Hexagon Mine Planning Solutions or portfolio, which talks about basically geology software, mine planning software, scheduling, and so on. So we offer software on that space. Then we get into the mine operate, so anything related to fleet management. So we take our schedule and tasks from our design, we bring it to the fleet management, so assign tasks to the operator, and then it brings back that information back to the short-term planners, and then we're able to make quick decisions, and then you know, decrease on delays and increase on productivity. The next one is what we're going to talk about today. So Hexagon Mine Protect. So we'll get into that in a bit. The other portfolio is survey and monitor. So anything like total stations, HDS, scanners, all that stuff. We offer that information for both underground and open pit. Also drones, we offer that technology as well. And to manage all this data, all this information from all these portfolios, we use Mine Enterprise. So basically it creates these dashboards, these reports, all this stuff centrally, and be able to create these reports for individuals at the site. So for foremen, GMs, CEOs, I mean, there's different level of different dashboards, reports that we can create. And we do offer 24/7 service. So a lot of this stuff, the mines can track and monitor, but we also offer the service of helping you with that as well. Let's skip ahead here. So just to let you know how Hexagon got created, because it's a fairly new company. So again, it started back in the 70s with MineSight, which was a software company. Then we got into acquisitions of other companies. So DevX, like SafeMine, GuardVant, MyPlan, and then Split Engineering. And here it doesn't mention BMT, but BMT also, which is a blast monitor technologies. So again, growing strong. So things are going well. So this is where we're today, Hexagon Mining. Here's a list of our key customers, again, worldwide and still growing. And then maybe your company will be part of the list. All right, so getting into the more serious stuff, the subject of today is we're going to talk about the Mine Protect portfolio. So depending what you want to do, different mines have different priorities. People want to manage, you know, the status of their vehicles, their assets, people. Do you want to track your people? Do you want to declutter your cabin? These are all different ways to improve safety at your mine site. And different mines have different risks. If you're a coal mine, underground, open pit, we just have different risks. So these are just some of the different risks that different mines have. And we want to help you with minimizing and making this pyramid as smaller as possible, for sure. So here's a slide to talk about the different products within the portfolio. So first off on the list is the vehicle intervention system. So basically, when vehicles come into proximity, and it will automatically slow down and shut down the equipment. Tracking radar, basically it's sensors or radars around the equipment. So if you're backing up, moving forward, and it sees a bench or berm, it sees that in front of it. If there's a wall, a building, infrastructure, anything like that, it will alert the driver. Then we get into the personal alerts. So this is for the pedestrians to walk around safely around mining equipment because these equipments have blind spots. So that's going to help with that. Vision, basically, it's giving the operator be able to have cameras are located around the equipment to be able to visualize or capture their blind spots. So that's going to help with that. We have our collision avoidance system. So basically that's going to help with notifying when equipment are coming into proximity. We can set up different radiuses around the equipments to notify, blind spots again, or around corners for underground. That's going to help with that. And fatigue. So fatigue not only includes, the operator to wake up, but also to keep them away from distractions, reading, looking at their phones and stuff like that. So we're going to look at different examples how that system can work for you. And all of it, all this information, if you have Wi-Fi or LTE throughout the whole mine, we're able to capture that information, and it's all managed under the Mine Enterprise platform. So we're going to start with the Mine Protect collision avoidance. So the system is an established system worldwide. It already has 300 million hours operating in different mines. There's 30,000 plus systems already deployed in the field. So the technology has already been proven. It's out there, it's being used. And we would like to have it here in North America to help improve the way we do things in Canada or in the States. It also, people are going to ask me, oh, does it work in winter and super hot regions? Because that's what we have both in Canada and the US. Yeah, so this system can work at Ragland, it can work at Canadian Royalties way up there and the pinpoints of Quebec. And the Nunavut's, it can work up there as well. So if you have lots of snow, ice, I mean, there's stuff that we have to do, but it does work. Collision avoidance system. So this is kind of basically the framework, how it works. So it has technology to look at the positioning of the equipment using GPS, but it also has the vehicle-to-vehicle communication to notify, distances between the equipment. And again, communication goes back to our dispatcher. It goes back to the central area, and it's all being funneled through the Mine Enterprise platform. Here is a picture of the hardware. So we have the antennas, we have a computer, and then we have an LED display, and also we offer the tablet type display as well. So it's very small, very compact. It's very tough to withstand all the different temperatures. So it does basically track all that information. So it records the positioning, the direction, speed, acceleration, and more stuff like that. And there's also some audible and vibration alerts to alert the operator that you're coming to a proximity, and alarms, and that's so on. So here are the different, I'm going to show you a video where you can actually see how the system works. But again, you'll be able to see that there's an equipment coming close to the truck and the shovel, sorry, the truck. And you'll see there's radiuses around the truck that's moving, and it's going to alert the location and also the distance when that light vehicle is coming towards him. So you'll be able to see, this is what the operator is seeing. It sees a green dot. It's because it's come across that area or that radius from the truck to show you, oh, green means a certain distance, and also location. It's at 12 o'clock, so right in front of it. So you'll notice that when this light vehicle is passing through the different zones, this is going to show you and update the location where that light vehicle is, but also the distance. So the next slide kind of shows you that. I'm just going to let it play here. And I'm going to play it again just so that you can see it again, what's happening. So again, when that equipment is passing by, it's lighting different colors onto the LED display and also the location around. Okay, so that's one to show you the traffic awareness. Then we have the collision avoidance. Works the same way. And now, this is really good because it's basically going around a corner. So this is something that can be useful for underground as well. So there's a quick video. So as it's speeding up, it's looking in front of it, picking up more area, and then comes the intersection here. And so on. For this type of technology, we can enable the vehicle intervention. So we can tell the vehicle to, slow down or shut down, put it on the brakes and stuff like that. So we can add that technology to it. Here's a real video. You can see on the dash the light vehicle, how it lights up. That's how the system works. So yeah, you don't want to be in the way of that truck as it's coming full speed, fully loaded. People will have no chance. There's also the system to avoid tailgating. So it's monitoring the distances between the equipment and the speed of the equipment in front of them. So it's going to notify them, but also can slow down on the brakes automatically for that. So for different equipments, we have different sensors for them. So for a shovel, for sure, we want to set up more of a rotational system because that equipment is spinning around back and forth. So the 3D box around it to notify, potential, potential accidents or potential, pedestrians around or equipment is different for each type of equipment, and these are just customizable for each equipment. I love videos. It just shows you how that thing works. So as it comes into the blind spot, it's going to notify the shovel that there's a light vehicle behind it. And then when it's going to dump, it knows to come back here. So the system has a black box recording, so we can go back and kind of look at, okay, what happened, and tell us, what can we do to prevent this for next time, and analyze all the data. So we're able to capture that information after that. It does do a route playback, so as it will record all the equipments at that instance, where were they, who was in fault, and then make preventive measures for the mine for next time. So we'll capture that information so that we can use that. We can also turn off and turn on the system depending on certain areas. So if the equipment is coming to near the warehouse, the garage, the shop, anything like that, we can turn it off because it will recognize all these equipments around it. We can also set it up for, you know, hazard areas. So be careful for overhead power lines and that sort of stuff. And again, this is really important. It's nice that the system, you know, has all the bells and whistles and it just rings and vibrates and the whole thing, but it's really important what you do with the data after that. So I'm going to show you later on. I actually talk about this a bit more about the reporting and what to do with it after or during the events. Mine Protect tracking. So basically what that is basically just, you know, this graph just shows you the different blind spots around the equipment. And the system will detect ground personnel, vehicles, and other stuff around it. So this is crazy how it can show you how many blind spots each equipment are. I mean, those equipments are huge, and the bigger equipment, it's harder to see around it. And I'm just going to show you this next video, but you can set up these different detecting zones around the vehicle, but at the end you can tell it to shut down. And here's an example of just backing up, has the system installed in the back, and as it's nearing close to a pedestrian, it'll detect it. The pedestrian doesn't have to wear anything, but the sensor picks it up. So that obstacle is just basically a line that there's an obstacle. And then we can also install the vehicle intervention system to stop it. Okay. The Mine Protect Vision, again, it's basically having all these blind spots around the equipment and then setting up these cameras around it. So again, we have the shovel solutions. It has a whole bunch of different blind spots. It has its working area, but before we start swinging that shovel around, we want to be able to see what's around us before we start swinging that thing. So you'll see this operator with the screen here on this left. As it's turning and moving around, there's some cameras set up. Before it jumps, it's able to zoom in, click on the screen, look at it, make sure that there's nothing around it before it goes back and starts Okay. The Mine Protect Personal Alert. So this is basically a little pager size device that the pedestrians or the workers would wear around the mine. So it could be both underground and open pit. We can set up different radiuses around the equipment to notify when somebody's walking around the equipment. So the pedestrian's wearing this little pager, it lights up, it makes sounds, and it vibrates. So depending on how close you're coming towards the equipment, it will start lighting up and making noises around it. At the same time, the operator has the this device mounted, and it will notify if there's somebody walking around its equipment. Same way, it's going to show up green if it's in the green zone, yellow in the yellow zone, and then red when it's, you know, very close. And at the same time, it starts flashing same colors to show you the the notifications. And again, we can set up these radiuses fairly well. So yeah, so like I said, it's configured to the different equipments. So light vehicle, haul trucks, shovel excavators will have different radiuses and so on. So this is how the system works. Again, we have like a 12 o'clock is up front, 6 o'clock is behind us, and it just lights up, beeps, and so on. I'm not sure if you guys are getting the sound, but yeah. All right, so this is the device. You can see how big that is, and the idea is to have everybody wear one on site. And as you're walking around and getting proximity to an equipment, it's gonna start lighting up green, tell you that, oh, you're coming into the radius of an equipment. Then it's gonna start blinking yellow because you enter the second zone. And then the red one is vibrating, ding, and to notify you're very close to the equipment. Here's another video, and it's going to show you the person just walking around with it. Lights up green, when it's then yellow, and as you're getting close, closer, it will start going red. So very simple a device, very practical, very useful. Next up is the MyProtect Fatigue Pro. So fatigue shows that statistically, it's 2/3 of the mining accidents are fatigue related at the site. So it's very interesting to know that mining is a type of industry that's very susceptible to fatigue. It's long hours. It's 24/7 operation, day and night. There's a monotony involving in hauling operations. So it's repetitive. It's back and forth. So it's prone to have distractions, incidents, accidents. It's prone to that. So we have to manage it as best as we can to minimize this. And like I said initially in the presentation, there's like 3 stages or 3 things that we have to kind of help minimize all this stuff. So for sure, we come in and help you with the technology. So we can monitor real time. We can predict behaviors because of the data that we have. But at the same time, we need to establish company policies and have programs established at the mine site. But also we have to help the individuals, make sure that they're they're eating healthy, they're fit to come to work. There's no alcohol, caffeine, drugs. I mean, all these stuff can affect the safety of the well-beings and the other equipment. So all these 3 makes it, if we combine all these 3, we can able to minimize accidents. So basically the way it works, again, it's there's alerts to the operator, alerts to the supervisor, alerts to the office. Everything is sent through wireless technology, through GPS. And we can help you with that. We can help you monitor the system, or you can have your own monitoring system on site. Here's again a picture of the hardware and how the system works. And I have a few more videos here to show you some real instances of people falling asleep or being distracted. So here's a person with microsleep, meaning that they're not sleeping, but they close their eyes, they're getting super tired, and they're trying to wake up, they're struggling, trying to moving around. The next one, you'll see that this guy almost falls asleep for a few seconds. So he's battling, and then his eyes are shut for a few seconds there and trying to wake up. And yeah, so this is the type of things that's normal. It happens. We're not gonna run away from this, but we can help. We can help you with this. Now this guy basically is just driving. He's not going super fast. I think he's going maybe 20 kilometers an hour, and he's reading about something romanticos. So I don't know what that is, but he's reading while he's driving. So the system will detect that if you're distracted, not reading, not looking in front of you, if you're looking at your phone, if you're looking at your book, anything like that, it's going to detect it, and it can also look through if you're wearing sunglasses or any eye protect wear. So it will detect through that. And then this one, unfortunately, this guy gets into an accident. I'll let it play. So he's just bouncing around the box there. And like I said before, we have a black box established, so we can look at what happened, how fast was he going, who was the driver, what time, look back at the video and see what happened. Did he get distracted? Was it his fault? And also we can have a meeting with him or a meeting with the whole group and say, okay, this is what happened, and these are the facts, and we can try to prevent this sort of thing, because this obviously he didn't get hurt very much, but at least do something next time to prevent it. So yeah, so we can set up cameras around the equipment, so we can for sure have the camera facing him, but also in front of the equipment to look at. And it both works for, you know, day shift or night shift. I mean, we can, the cameras will be able to capture all that information. I did say earlier on that Hexagon offers the monitoring system. So we have people working 24/7 monitoring this, the fatigue, and show you and report any events to the mine sites. So we do offer that service 24/7. And the reason we do this is because sometimes we don't want to be, we don't want the mines to be biased. You can have your own system, your own monitoring people, and then if they see a near miss, because it's their friend from fishing camp, they're not going to report it. So this is sometimes we're trying to get away from that and then prevent it, because we're helping you save lives here, and that's the whole point. So what we're able to provide is send it to the supervisor. It's basically something like this, like a notification, gives you the equipment, the operator, the speed, the time, date, stamp, and then the link to the video, the location. So this is what we do, and send it to the operations, to the GM, to the supervisor, and then they can do and handle this on their own. But at least we've done our homework, we reported it, and then it's, you guys have to do your intervention with him. So to manage all this data, there is the My Enterprise tool. So basically, it's just funneling all this information. My Enterprise, not just for fatigue, but also does fleet management. It does the geology, the mine planning, the survey, all that stuff. But you can filter out that information. And this one, we're filtering out the information just to see fatigue. So we're able to look at reports and kind of look at, okay, well, where are these events happening? What time of day? If there's any hot spots where you can look at, okay, well, some of these near misses are happening in this intersection. So maybe it's a design flaw that we have to look at and change it. So we were able to visualize in real time the status of the fleet, and we can look at who's out there and so on. So this is some of the other dashboards that we can see. So what are the results? So we have lots of testimonials here about people using this technology and how it's saving a lot of lives. So this guy, Martin Leggett from New Hope, he said that it kind of saved his life. And then so even for musician mines, manager of projects, he's very pleased with the system. It reduced the number of incidents significantly, so it's really something it's helping them, and also the maintenance superintendent as well. So there's a lot of mines, you know, being using this technology and helping them. So this is basically our goal. I mean, everybody goes home every day. That's our goal, and this is what we want to try to accomplish. So yeah, I'll take any questions if anybody has any. Maybe the best way to do it would be to type it in. So somebody's asking if this is all the same technology that we can use for underground. So basically, a lot of this stuff, basically we can, there's always different levels of technology that we can implement at your site. Some people want lots of technology, lots of help. Some of them want less. So we'll work with you to customize whatever your needs are. There's different levels of it. And like I said, there's open pit and underground. Some of them was done for underground. Some of it was done for open pit. But this is where I don't want to go into too much details, but I would like to see, you know, you guys talk to us and see how we can help you. Again, a lot of the mines don't have any safety technology established. I know it's scary, but a lot of the mines don't want to implement something like this just because it hasn't happened to them yet. So you got to be careful with that mindset. I know sometimes it's an investment, but just think about the cost of saving a life, but also equipment, infrastructure, mine stoppage. I mean, how much money are you losing when you stop production? That's a big thing. So that was kind of the presentation. It's kind of to show you this is going to save lives. It's going to help the time that you spend for your employees, your operators to get trained up and then to produce. It's I didn't want to put a number to it because it's hard to how can I say, be sensitive about it, because I don't want to put a number on lives. I don't want to put a number on people. It all depends on you. So let's have a discussion whenever you have time. The system, like I said, it's pretty well established in a lot of the mines. It's pretty affordable, and then we'll work with you to make it work for sure. We'll make the recording available as well for people to share it within their company, to review it, to ask any questions. But we'll make it available maybe at the end of this week. Probably we'll put it on, I'm not sure if we'll put it on YouTube or something like that, but we'll send the link out to everybody to review it. And just follow us on LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn. I'm always putting stuff up, sharing the latest stuff from NSS Canada and the latest stuff from Hexagon Mining. There's always neat stuff that we're doing for the community, working on different projects and so on. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for everybody. Thanks for your time. Stay safe, and we'll chat again next week. Cheers.